Welcome back. Your snack. I hope it was good. And I want to make sure that those of you who drove from
St. Rita's
and closer in areas, that you get your money's worth, get your gas money's worth. You're going to get a good talk here. Instead of one speaker, it's going to be 4 speakers, each talking about their own groups, their own experiences with the Blessed Mother. And all of this is going to be in the theme of Apostolic Zeal, which we may or may not know, but it's about the fruitfulness and the excitedness, the enthusiasm that we get through connecting with the Blessed Mother. Apostolic Zeal. I don't know that much about it, but the people who know much about it are here to tell you about their own personal experiences. So please welcome our first speaker is going to be Carmen Cartagena, and she's going to tell us about the visit to Brazil with the Pilgrim Mother to I believe you talked to the family of Joel Posebon, the person who founded the Pilgrim Mother. So I'll let her tell more.
My first language is Spanish, so I'm sorry if I mispronounce some words, but I'm going to try to do my best. Okay, in celebration of the 75th anniversary of the Schoenstatt Pilgrim Mother campaign, we, Nancy, she's not here today, Carmen, me, and Veronica are here. We were sent from the shrine of our beloved mother here, Christ Admirable in Tampa Bay to Brazil, to bring back with us the image of the auxiliary Pilgrim Mother, which we have been striving to conquer with great love and prayer for more than a year. Today, we wish to spiritually pilgrimage to the Tower Shrine in Santa Maria, Brazil, and share what was being given to us. We carry with us letters from the missionaries to the Blessed Mother and to the Venerable João Luis Posebon, the projects and invites of Schoenstatt Tampa Bay, and all our capital breaks, to present them at the feet of our Mother as a sign of love and dedication. On September 10, 1950, during a holy year, the Schoenstatt Pilgrim Mother campaign was born. Since then, Mary has walked tirelessly, visiting homes, bringing the grace of the shrine, and awakening faith in countless hearts. Early in the morning, with hearts ablaze, right there, our group of pilgrims from Texas, California, Florida, New York, and Wisconsin journeyed to the Tower Shrine, to the very place where the Venerable João Luis Posebon received his mission to take the Pilgrim Mother to families and pray the Holy Rosary with them. Since the inauguration began later in the afternoon, we spent the morning visiting the house museum of the Venerable João Luis Posebon, a profoundly spiritual experience. To encounter his personal blessings, his faith, and his story was to feel his living presence and his soul inseparably united to the Blessed Mother. And it was a very spiritual place, and seeing his artifacts, to me, it touched me because, the way that I came to Schoenstatt was really weird, and I want to share this a little bit. When I was a little girl, I lived in Puerto Rico, so my dad used to take me to the shrine, but I never knew the meaning of the shrine. And then, as an adult now, a few years ago, I I met Father Carlos, and that's how I knew that the meaning of what that shrine was gonna do in my life. Because at the time, it was a nice place to be. It was over the water, and you could see all, the water and the vegetation. And it was a peaceful place, but I never knew the meaning of it until now. Then I know what the mother wants from me. So it's just everything I want to say. So the Venerable João Luis Bosabon always wore a suit when he went on pilgrimage with the Virgin as a sign of reverence, dignity, and love for his queen. For those who do not yet know the Venerable João Luis Bosabon, we share images of him. That's him there. Here are other images of his life from childhood to adulthood. A model of simplicity, humility, and total dedication to the service of the Blessed Mother and families. Very close to his home stands the church where his remains rest. The Venerable João Luis Bosabon was struck by a vehicle one foggy morning while walking to the shrine to attend Holy Mass. A stone with a cross marked the place of the accident, a symbol of his faithfulness to the very end. In the afternoon, the great celebration of the 75th Jubilee of the campaign began. We were joyfully received by the image of the auxiliary Pilgrim Mother and witnessed the greatness of the campaign throughout the world. In the founding document, Father Joseph Kentnish wrote, "How often something small and insignificant has been the origin of what is great and even greater." Delegations from Germany, Argentina, Brazil, Chile, Uruguay, Paraguay, Peru, Bolivia, Colombia, Burundi, India, Slovakia, Portugal, Spain, Croatia, Mexico, the United States, Luxembourg, Puerto Rico, the Dominican Republic, Ecuador, Italy, Portland, France, and the Philippines participated. It was truly a Pentecost of love and unity. We then watched a theatrical performance on the life and mission of the Venerable João Luis Bosabon, portraying the moment when Sister Teresina handed him the image of the Virgin and entrusted him with the mission of taking her in pilgrimage while praying the Rosary. The founder, Father Joseph Kentnish, who visited Brazil 10 times, affirmed his mission, saying, "In the work of Mr. Bosabon, all the fundamental forces of Shansa become effective." The day continued with a reflection on Mary as the light of hope, inviting everyone to light a candle as the sign of living faith. And we have a small video. We then walked through the streets of Santa Maria in procession, illuminating the night with our lights and prayers until we reached the shrine. We were welcomed with fireworks that painted the sky in colors, proclaiming that the joy of the earth resounded in the heart of God, a visible sign of Mary's love that unites heaven and earth. the auxiliary images. Father Alexander Mello, Superior General of Schoenstatt Fathers, blesses the images. In total, 8 images were blessed, 3 destined for the United States, 1 for Washington, another for Texas, and ours for Florida. We left at our shrine, sent forth on a mission to continue following in the footsteps of the Venerable Joao Luis Bosomon. After the sending, we participated in the burning of the Capitol of Grace, offering all our fatigue, effort, sacrifices, and love given over a month for the conquest of the auxiliary Pilgrim Mother. Although every day was special, September 12th, the feast of the Holy Mother of Mary, had a unique meaning. We felt the Virgin's tenderness embracing us in her maternity. And she is the greater missionary, and she will work miracles. And if someone is interested in becoming a missionary, you can talk to Alejandra.
Thank you all. Comment. And thank you for all those who went to trip with me too. Now, I hope you've been inspired. Maybe you want to be a Pilgrim Mother missionary too. So go ahead and let Alejandra know. If not today, whenever the Spirit moves you. For our second speaker, it's Alejandra. Oh, it's Sophie.
I'm going to be sharing what Alejandra wrote as she went in pilgrimage to Waukesha, to the International Shrine of the Father Kingdom this year.
That's in Wisconsin.
Yes, and in the spirit of the grace of So Alejandra wants to say hi to everyone.
Hi.
She wants to share that today she sealed her covenant of love 3 years ago.
Today.
She said, I belong to the Mothers and Ladies branch. I am a missionary of the Pilgrim Mother and an associate member of the Mothers League.
And even I am the diocesan coordinator of the Pilgrim Mother. So if you want to become a missionary, you need to talk to me.
From my home shrine, which is called Shrine of Mercy, I experienced the 3 graces of the shrine: the grace of hope, the grace of transformation, and the grace of apostolic mission. In September of this year, I had the blessing, along with Aurora, you know Aurora, most of you know, of being sent to the National Leaders Convention of Schoenstatt in Wisconsin, representing the Schoenstatt of Tampa Bay. So she wanted to represent all of us. There we participated with other people, other Schoenstatters. There were 150 persons from across the United States. For 3 days, we shared, we heard talks, we learned about the teachings of Father Joseph Cambridge. We had workshops and we heard testimonies. It was an unforgettable experience. Dear Alejandra was able to Schoenstatt family. It was her first visit to the International Shrine and to the Exalt Shrine. So in Milwaukee, there are two shrines. I did not know any other people that attended that meeting except for Sister Isabel, one of the Schoenstatt sisters. I have heard about this place many times, but I have, when she went to the shrine in Waukesha, she really experienced the graces of the shrine. Although, and she was impressed about how big the place was. Although we were all from different states and even spoke different languages, we all shared something in common: love for Schoenstatt. I could see the excitement and joy of everyone. It was contagious and beautiful. We also visited the shrine in Milwaukee, which is the Exalt Shrine, where Father Kentenich lived for almost 14 years. At the International Shrine, we were not only overwhelmed by the incredible peace, but we were also able to visit the Father House. In the Father House, she came in contact with things that Father Kentenich blessed. Touring, it was seen firsthand the place where the founder had been and how he shared with people from Wisconsin. We could touch and see the sofa, the phone, the desk, the confessional, all those things that he touched, that he blessed with his presence. His cassock, and thousands of other little things. The place is a paradise. I would say it is a piece of heaven. On earth is its landscape, its atmosphere. The people also were incredible. And I enjoyed the sun, the vegetation. Early in the morning, walking on the grounds, sitting by the Father Kentenich statue, praying the rosary, pillows wrote on her, filled them with joy, and we all wanted to be there. It was, these days were intense. And she was able to share also with the Schoenstatt sisters and 3 of the Schoenstatt fathers. And she names them Father Gonzalo, Father Jeff, and Father Cristobal. They celebrated Holy Mass for us every day. And then she goes on to sharing her experience with the group of university students. That was what touched her the most, seeing those young people loving the Blessed Mother and have this mission seal. So then she experienced that in a special way during their holy hour, and she was moved to see how their lives radiated what they carried in their hearts. On the last day, they ended the journey with Holy Mass, a pilgrimage, and the burning of the capital of praise in front of the shrine. Does that sound similar to something we do? It was an unforgettable experience. I hope to continue having the opportunity to experience other gatherings where the experiences and teachings help me continue growing in Schoenstatt. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sophie. Thank you, Alejandra. And yes, I hope you learned a little bit of Apostolic Zeal when Alejandra visited the Pilgrim, the home shrine in Wisconsin, in Waukesha. Certainly you can ask her more questions about what it's like to see where Father Kentenich lived for that time he was there. And now a third presentation about Apostolic Zeal will be done by Rosita Rios. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Patty Rios. I'm my bad. Patty Rios. Patty Rios will be speaking to us about female youth team in Schoenstatt. Please welcome Patty Rios.
Well, I'm gonna give you a little testimony first, and then we go on with explain what is the girls youth. So everything starts. I'm gonna tell you how I start with the blessed mother. Yes, I got a high risk pregnancy, and my second pregnancy was a high risk. And then I found this image a long time ago. My son is 23 years old now. So I got attached to this image at that moment. And I pray, and I quit my job, and then I stay on bed so I can have the baby. The doctor says there's no way you're gonna lose the baby. There's no, like they say, there's no way that you will have the baby. But in prayer and with my parents coming to help me, and my husband taking care of me, and my child, yes, I'm praying to her. My son, now he's studying medicine, and he's 23 years old. So, but that's how everything starts. And then I always keep it in my night table. And then I had an opportunity. I'm a youth minister in San Miguel. And I had an opportunity to travel to Dominican Republic for a mission trip. And we went there, and in the Dominican Republic, I didn't know that we would go where the nuns from Schoenstatt are. So we were there, and we slept in the retreat center.
What's wrong with the microphone? I don't know what's
And I was there, we stayed there in the retreat center, and when they told us, well, we have mass at 6:30 a.m. And I said, okay, 6:30 a.m. So we went there, and it was beautiful. It was the first time going into a shrine, and it was so peaceful. And then seeing the image reminds me everything that I lived before. Yes. So for me, it was a really great experience, and we were in the mission. We have a little problem with the sisters that they don't have enough food, but they were so happy, so joyful. So that living with them and being with them, passing all those problems with joyful, makes me feel and love that spirituality that they have. I came back, and then I came back to Tampa, and then I continued with my work, and then I told one time Father Carlos, he saw the image in my office, and he says, why do you have that image there? And I said, well, I have it, and I told her this story. And I said, well, that image is so important, it's very important. There is a reason that you are here. And that's it. I said, okay. And then the next year, I went again to the mission trip to Dominican Republic, but with Nativity. And on that time, I had the opportunity to be with the Juventud Femenina and Juventud Masculina, with the boys branch for Schoenstatt and the girls branch for Schoenstatt. So it was so motivating for me to see how they were praying and singing and so joyful all together, that for me, it says, I want that for San Rita. I want to bring that for the kids in San Rita. And then I started asking them questions and everything. So when I came back, I talked to Father and I told him, Father, in San Rita we have a quinceañera ministry, and then I told him I want to bring the that branch for the girls and for the boys after the quinceañera retreat. And he said, well, that sounds good, but let's go keep a prayer. So no now. And remember that, no now. So then I went to World Youth Day. I had the opportunity to go to World Youth Day, and there, I saw a lot of girls from high school and university with the pilgrimage image, yes, of the mother. And I say, she's followed me so much. So something is she wants to tell me something. So and then after that, we go to Georgia, bring the kids to a summer camp in Georgia. And there was a talk about Mary, and then they have, in the image on the screen, they have the cross of the unity. And I say, this is something, because she was chasing me a lot with so many signs, so I say, I have to tell Father Carlos that this cannot wait. So I came back, and then I told Father, we need to start this, and I say, well, let's go give it a try. And then we already started, and then we have 1 year with this is it's going to be our second year with the Juventud Femenina and Juventud Masculina for the boys and the girls. But before that, yes, Leo, come please. Okay, before that, we went, all the persons who are helping us, okay, we went to Wisconsin. I say, well, if they are going to be the leaders, we need to really know what is Sonntag. We need to, but not just by other or somebody saying what it is, but that they have to live the same experiences that I live. I've been inside of a shrine, being with the nuns, so that's why I brought all the leaders that are going to be that will be helping us. So Leo is helping us now with the Juventud Masculina, with the boys. No? Are you going to? Sí.
Sure.
Yeah. So I want him to just briefly, just 1 minute, so tell us 2 things, yes? Like the experience in the trip, okay, and the experience being now with the boys.
Okay, the experience before and during the trip was that I was definitely not feeling Schoenstatt, I wasn't really a part of it. I was sort of thrown into it, so this is what I'm doing now. And I guess during the trip, something just changed probably after the trip, I would say. Because the trip was kind of chaotic in a way, because we weren't really supposed to be there, but we threw ourselves in there. And after the trip, I started doing my capital of graces. And I realized what I really needed from that trip was my own experience with Schoenstatt, because I couldn't relate to nobody else's experiences. Not Father Carlos, since he was born into it. Nobody from our parish, because I'm the only young Mexican guy in there. So it was different. But I had to go and see, we explored the basement, and the basement was filled with a huge thing of books of all the history of all the boys, of people who I could actually relate to. And I was like, wow, this is something amazing. So now with the boys, what we're doing is we're allowing them to have their own experience with Schoenstatt without them even knowing that it's Schoenstatt. But it's all the pedagogies of Schoenstatt, and they're learning to see themselves in that same position of the heroes, like Joseph Engling, and the heroes of the Cristero War that is our background as Mexicans. So they're getting an introduction to that, to be able to feel like they're understood, just like I did. And now with my candle, I just put I do, and I sign my name, because that's what Schoenstatt made me do. And we say, Mother, you know what? I do, so whatever. And I have a journey full of all my I do's right here. So that's what we're doing.
That's so sweet. Wow.
So he has to be the testimony for that. Yes. 2 minutes? Yes. Okay, so Schoenstatt youth, the girls' youth is what it is. And if you see that, I'm gonna just talk about it. If you see, it has it's a branch of the Schoenstatt movement that brings together girls and young women from childhood to university. And it starts in 1931, okay? And then it offers girls and young women their space to find and develop their identity. From the beginning, that's continue, yes. Okay, the aim, this one. To form them a new woman inspired by the image of the Virgin Mary, so that they may bring the love of Christ to their community through the practice of a faith lived in their daily lives. So it's something that they have to live. And as they say that you have to earn the crown, you have to earn the image, they have to earn, so they work and they earn all these things. Yes. It has main features. It has training, support young women in their spiritual and personal development, offering training tailored to each stage of their life. Okay? Yeah, they have ideas. That crown that you will see on the image, they are based on being new and authentic women, reflecting the image of Mary in today's world, living with purity, fidelity, and nobility. Okay? Covenant of love, very important. The relationship with the Virgin Mary through a covenant of love is a central pillar of their spirituality, committing themselves to be instruments of God's love. So they do it, eventually they do the covenant of love. The growth focuses on personal growth and forming strong friendships in a supportive and close environment, fostering values such as joy, service and purity. So they do community service together, and it's a space for them to be with friends with the same values, growing with the same values. Okay, apostolic mission, seek to empower young men to be the light in the midst of the darkness. Our youth is living a very, very difficult stage now, so they have to be the lights wherever they go, in their houses, in their school, in the community. Yes, in the midst of darkness. Okay, the age groups. The next one, I think. Okay, is girls. For girls to 9 years old, it is especially important to help them express their inner strength. Then we move to adolescents. With adolescent girls, the program addresses personality development and teach them how to recognize the love of their own uniqueness. Okay, so God gave me some gifts, and I need to find those gifts. And the young women, now how they can put it into school, work, friendships, and relationships. It's International Women, as she said, as you see. And, well, there's, you can look faster. Ecuador, United States, Father Carlos, yes, Miami. And we are planning a trip to Miami, Costa Rica, Uruguay, Argentina, okay, Puerto Rico. And at that one, Mexico, it says, from the hand of the Virgin Mary and the alliance with her, we learn. So walking with Mary, that's why we teach them. Walking with Mary, you will learn a lot of things. Which much better than Mary who taught Jesus, yes? How now she's teaching all us, the girls, okay, not the girls, teaching them how to go to the Father. So those are, that's why we have right now in Tampa Bay a small group for little girls, then middle school, and then, yes, and then middle school and high school, yes. Okay, yes. So I'm gonna give you that in case that you need somebody who's interested in that. You take the paper and then it tells you how to contact that person. Yes? Okay? Thank you. I will ask for the box.
Thank you, Barb. And that's all about the boys, a little bit of the boys, and also the girls. And it's here in Tampa, and it can take you all over the world. So think about it. If you might not be at home, but if you know somebody who is, then you can talk to Patty about it. Thank you, Patty. And now we're going to let just one more talk, and this will be about the Schoenstatt branch on mothers and Mother's Branch. This is the Schoenstatt Mother's Branch, and this will be presented to us by our favorite hardworking Jenny, the last people.
Some of you already watched this video because I sent it to you. I shouldn't believe it, but I was just so excited. Full of energy. As the video goes, it doesn't have any talks, just the music and the pictures. In that, I include all the branches we have, all the apostolates, and the events that we have done. Today, we celebrate 6 years as a Schoenstatt Tampa Bay. That's what founded the first covenant of love in this diocese, was 6 years ago. As Father mentioned it in his talks. Now in the video it shows different events. Right now my position is Schoenstatt I am the coordinator of the Mothers Branch, or in Spanish is La Jefa. It is, it's people like somebody here in this church gave me the little title of the little boss. That's the little boss, and I said, well, somebody else could be. They love me, I know that. I'm trying, and I decided to do like everything included because the branch as a model, and I know that there are men here, what we do and we strive, and I know many of you already talked to you about it. Schoenstatt is a movement of education and formation, and the way that we do it best is by small groups. If you see our retreats, you're never gonna have like 200 people in a small, no, because it's easier as small groups, as small retreats, because really we are educating you and forming you. And in the small groups, and that not only goes to women, but also for men, the small group, that's when you're being formed. And to women, we do have the small groups, and like I said before, we can put groups together in English. We don't have English speaking, but I do have plenty of material for you to start, to continue your formation. I also, as you know, I work with you guys and the other ladies in the preparation for the Covenant of Love. And that basically, it seems like it's the apostolate that the Mother's Branch has done, because it's usually us that put it together and decide to offer it to you. Most of us, I think there was one man helping us, but he went in one class. I guess he got a spirit miracle. But like what I want to put in your heart right now is like, this is not the end. And I think we have talked about this before. The day of your covenant of love is not the end of this journey. It's just the beginning. You have seen it, you have heard talking about the family, the Schoenstatt family, the Schoenstatt Tampa Bay, your diocesan family. The Schoenstatt International is all over the world, over 220 shrines. And what my invitation in this moment is you as a woman to discern, to be in a group that will help you continue growing and deepening this spirituality. I know some of you are already friends, I have seen that. And the men too, there are different groups, because I don't have a man here, that's why I'm also talking about that. We have that's what I'm going, the madrugadores, early risers. And we have a group that you can join in your own marriage, in your own area. I emphasize a lot for the areas, because like my group, I'm the only, we are 2 from St. Pete, we have 3 from Clearwater. And we gathered together in one house. Yeah, we scheduled and we gathered together in one house, or we gathered here in the Wayside Shrine. And that's what we usually do. We recommend people gather together in your home. These groups, formation groups, you gather in your home and you plan your whole schedule, and I will help you fulfill the materials. For the men, I will have to find help for that because I don't have that. But the madrugadores, they meet once a month to pray the rosary. And what else they do? Or pray the rosary and
that's the main thing we do.
they are prayer for men that gather together once a month, early in the morning, 7 o'clock. I don't know, 7:30.
This is seven, no, seven.
Seven?
Okay.
7 o'clock, there we go. 7 o'clock, they meet, and that means that's something that you might wanna do with some friends, gather together to pray for the church, to pray for other men, to be as faithful as you guys are. And there can be also formation groups, where you also receive materials like the young men are doing now that they have material. We can arrange to find that. Also, discern on that. I'm just planting a seed. Since that we only been together, we are 6 years, is how we've been founded. And we're still, there's a lot of things that we cannot offer unless there is people that say, I'm willing to say, I do, like they did with the youth, with the men. It has to be, because we are a small group, we're still beginning, small groups, and we cannot be everywhere. And that's my invitation, and this is the reason why we did this talk, this sense. How are you going to be sent out to bring the mystery of Mary to the world? Because that is our mission as a Schoenstatt members. We bring Mary to the world, and certainly this world needs Mary right now. Where you are in your state in life, you can bring Mary to the world. Because you will be Mary. Like for us women, we are the monstrums. We are considered living monstrums. I mean, we are Mary that carry Jesus everywhere we go. And for men, but the main point is to be fathers. In Schoenstatt, you are called to be fathers. And you have your own children, but you might be the only father figure another child can have in your own parish or wherever you are in your life. And that was it. I mean, discern with a lot of prayer, a lot of capital of praise, where you want to be after today with Mary. Where you want to go, why you want. And this might take time, not much time, pray about it, please. We need people that help us to take Mary to the world. It's a mission. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, audience, and members, and covenant sealers. And again, if you want to join the Mother's Branch, Jenny's a coordinator. And if you are interested in a men's group, we have Mr. Bob, who's part of the men's
Early risers in English.
Early risers in English, okay, it's called the Early Risers in English. Mr. Bob is part of that group, he can help you get a little more information, and Jenny can also, has some materials if we need it. But, yes, so we have great resources all in this room. And I thank again all our speakers, Jenny and Alejandra and Sophie and Patty and Carmen. So again, let's give them all our speakers. I think we got a break now.
Yes.